Do you know what? I can't say that I wouldn't be with a guy that earns less than me, because for me it's about the person, isn't it? For a start, it's about the connection I've got with you, because I could be with guys. I think it's kind of standard to be with a guy who earns more money and is a certain, like, you still have to look at their character in it. If it's a case of a guy just doesn't want to be earning or doing whatever, that's a completely different question to me. So if he's working and he's earning his keep, and it just so happens that I've got a job that pays me more, I just think that's down to my choice, isn't it, in the career path I've chosen. But I wouldn't be using it to be belittling or to make him feel insecure about him being a man. Like, I'd still leave room for him to be the man, innit, without it being a thing where it's like, yeah, but I'm the majority breadwinner, innit. I still look at things that we could do things in a shared way. So if we've got a household and anything was agreed that we either go halves or this is what I cover and that's what you cover, then you do it where it sits with both of us, innit? Because if I'm with you and we're on a journey together, the way I see it is we should both be doing things where we could be paying for whatever, saving whatever. So we need to give scope so that we can still just do those things. If it means that I'm able to save a little bit more because I'm earning more, then that's just what it is, isn't it? But I personally don't really see a problem with it. And if I meet a man who is highly insecure about the fact that I earn more money, then I just think I can't be with you anyway, because you clearly got your insecurities set up.
Interesting. I think, yeah, I could easily be with someone that earns more money than me. Easily. I think it's a massive insecurity problem when I hear people say, no, I couldn't. I need to earn more than my woman, for example, but then it goes down to your relationship with money, isn't it? It's how you see money. I don't really see money like that. I don't really care for money like that personally. So it doesn't have that much weight to control my situation. So I'm a man in my own right. Money or not, I'm a man in my own right first. Yeah. Whereas a lot of people hide behind the money they have, which is fine. Yeah. But because of that, it breeds a certain level of insecurity. And if you take away the money, it feels like they have nothing else to give, or they can't stand on their own 2 feet because they're standing on their money.
Yeah.
So for me, I just think it shows a certain level of insecurity. But then, you know, some people like to be kept, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. So man and woman, some people like to be kept. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Each their own, innit?
Yeah, each their own. But I just feel like there's a level of insecurity there, personally.
Yeah. I've always been a person that's like never really been focused on money. Like, so, for example, just like growing up on this state and being around people that want money and will, you know, do certain things to get money, I was never interested. For me, as I said, when it came to females, it was all down to, if I fuck with you, I fuck with you. If I like you, I like you. I'm not necessarily, and at that time, I wasn't necessarily taking into account everything else around her.
Yeah.
That's not really anything to do with her. It's just stuff that she may have acquired through doing whatever it is that she has to do. But that doesn't concern me, because I'm concerned with her as the person. Like, if you're a piece of shit, then I'm not gonna get with you, innit?
Yeah, of course.
Do you get what I mean? But if you just so happen to have some shit, and what's interesting, like, what's really interesting is that I make sure that there's certain things that I don't know about a person before I get into a space where, you get what I mean? Like, I make sure, because once people kind of get a whiff of certain things that kind of like maybe innocent, they'll use it against you. Do you get what I mean? So I could ask something that's genuinely harmless, but if your way of thinking screwed up, you can take it in a way to where you could use it against me.
So do you think, like, both of you, do you think, for example, if you got with somebody and to your knowledge, like, she's making whatever money she's making, you're making whatever, and then just say you decide, I don't know, you're gonna buy a house or just something, but in your head you're both saving up, yeah. And then you stages, because she don't know how to tell you, she's left it for time, and then later
What, she
on,
doesn't know how to tell you that she has money?
not that she earns more than you necessarily, because you might know what job she's got, yeah, and now the job she's got is what it is. She might be earning the same amount or less, but what she hasn't told you is the job that she had before was earning mad amounts of money, but what she's done is she's still stacked up from that last job. So even though she's gone down now,
So you're saying if she's got hidden money?
stacked, yeah. Do you think if she comes to you, like, I don't know, say a year or 2 years into the relationship, and she said to you, look, I didn't know how to tell you before because I didn't know how you would feel, but boom, I've got this. So while you two are there, like, saving for this yard, she's basically got money there that could potentially just maybe put down the deposit and more. Yeah, and you could just roll through with buying
So what's the question? Are you upset?
No, how do you think you would manage that? Would it bother you? How do you think you'd respond to that?
What? So
She
if
had
my
a
girl
secret
turned,
stash.
if my
Yeah.
girl turned around and said I've got like 100k over there,
Yeah.
sitting down, and we've been together for 2 years, and she was like, yeah, I got 100k. Like,
And it's not from what you've been saving
Yeah,
since
yeah.
you've met each other. That was
It's her
already
own.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care.
I don't care. Look, again, it's all down to relationship with money. So
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you are somebody that's governed by money, which a lot of people are, unfortunately,
Yeah.
but if
Gonna
you
affect
are,
them.
then you are going to care. You're going to feel like you've been betrayed. You're going to feel like this person's withholding.
Yeah.
It's going to feel like whatever.
And that's how you're wired.
But this is
In
I'll
this
be honest, that's why I
society-
asked you lot.
In this society, right, you can't operate with that credit. So it's not
Yeah.
that 100 bags that's gonna get you the yard.
Yeah, of
They're
course.
gonna want to know how you
How
got
you
this
acquired
100
it.
bags and can you keep up with the payment.
Yeah.
So as he said, it's like it's not about money.
Mm.
It's about how you see money.
But I asked you
I'd
that
think
for the
sick.
simple
I'd
fact
think
that
sick. I think, don't you?
no, but the
Sick.
thing is, I
Good for
asked
you,
you
innit?
that
Yeah.
because I find that, see, like, a lot of people, I've had conversations with people just in general, and you can kind of, you know, like, by the different answers they're given to different questions, you can kind of gauge. And it's like, yeah, all right, cool, even if she earned more, cool, we're saving. But then when you said, oh, so what if she had? Then they're like, wait, what? And I'm thinking, that alone, that response has shown me that what you said before holds like this much weight, because it does bother you. And
As much as you're together, you're separate.
Yeah.
What's yours is yours, and
That's-
what's mine is mine.
what's ours is ours.
And then
That's it.
if we want, if it's that type of a thing, we bring it together and we expand. But if we don't, it's fine. I got mine.
So do you believe that when you're in a relationship, just for example, if you're married, yeah, some people change it, some people keep their own. Do you believe in joint accounts?
I'm an advocate of a joint account, but I'll tell you why. If you have a house together, yeah. So not just if you're married, if you've got any sort of assets together, and you need to maintain the asset,
Yeah.
a child could be an asset. You should have a joint account, in my opinion, because it makes money management easier. However, you don't need to be having your salaries paid into that joint account. You can have your salaries paid into your own personal account,
And set
and if
up.
you do it on percentages or whatever the case may be, you transfer it into the joint account, and that will deal with the house. It will deal with the rent. It will deal with the electric, gas, water bill. It will deal with extracurricular activities. It will deal with all of this stuff that should be dealt with jointly.
Together.
It will deal with that. But in that, like Ant said, although you're together, you're very much separate. So I'm not an advocate of getting your salaries paid into the same account. Me
Yeah.
personally.
And even then, like, it all depends on the people, because
Yeah.
you could be a person, right, that earns more than the other, and you're okay with it because the situation, the relationship's healthy, and it's fine. But secretly, it's eating the person who earns more, and
Yeah.
then they use that against you in the end.
Yeah.
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 So you really do have to go into
it's like a sit down thing,
so
innit?
it's like what I said a while ago about there are conversations that need to be had, and
Yeah.
there's tests that need to be run to kind of get a better understanding of who this person is.
And do you know what it is, yeah? Do you know what it is? I'll keep saying it, definitely relate. I keep relaying it because I want everyone to really understand. Relationship with money is generally quite a toxic thing, yeah? And money is, because money is man-made and it's not a real substance, it's not a real thing. Even now they're making it digital, yeah? It comes and goes. So whoever's earning more than the person in the relationship, that may not always be the case. Like, honestly, it may not always be the case. Things happen. People can have their big break. Some people lose stuff. COVID happens.
And it happens in time.
Yeah.
But
It doesn't
then,
just happen
do you know
like
what? I
that.
think to a point where it's almost inevitable. Like the change with money is inevitable because whether it goes up or down, at some point it's going to change.